time for Royal Rumble in the MegaRandom free-for-all. That's right, Royal Rumble, for those unfamiliar, is Age of Empires 4's Regicide. Regicide, for those still unfamiliar, AoE 2, it was a game mode. You have a king. If the king dies, you die too. Protect your lord at all costs, which is why, straight away, let's start the game with everyone just sitting down their TCs. We can already see, apart from one drunk person here, there is a banked king. In fact, the fat man will now make his way in. Cool thing about this, we're playing MegaRandom, but it's not Nomad this time around. I know you guys gotten used to seeing Nomad. There is a difference. MegaRandom randomizes the map. Nomad allows you to place your TC. It wouldn't have been a smart cookie choice, though, to have people with 3 villages randomly spread and a king somewhere else as well. So it just makes sense to stick them all in different locations. And we got some notable names in here. Of course, the most notable one is going to be Beastie, who, as you can see, is going to be playing as the Roos. And then another one that you might notice here is Crackety here, just outside the top 100 at the time recording, I believe, playing as the Delhi in the north. Andy, of course, also a familiar name, but won't be for long considering he got the Chinese, so everyone's going to be out for blood there. Another one playing as the Chinese is over here in the yellow. That's going to be Kamek Nodal, who is a top 600 player, if I recall correctly. In fact, most of these people are top 600. So, yup, I think was like 400 range. Carter is also another top 600 player as the HRE. And then rounding it out, they did bring in good old Kushbaka. I think Kushbaka is quite a low rank, if I recall correctly. But Kushbaka, you might know him by his other name, which is Shubaka. Shubaka runs a lot of charity events around Age of Empires 4. He does his own little tournaments, low elo tournaments, if I recall correctly, raising money for mental health assistance. So really big shout out to him for the work he does to try and help the community. But that is your competitors. Did I forget Obi-Wan? Of course I've got Obi-Wan. Because I think, you know, there's a mixture. Some people at the moment, they want to remember Obi-Wan. The rest of the people wish it never happened. So I'm referencing that new TV series. Obi-Wan Kenobi, if I remember correctly, is the... If it's the Kenobi I'm thinking of, this person used to make guides in Age of Empires 3, is the way it was described to me. They're pretty highly skilled. They're 327th in the world right now on the quick match, and then 338th on the ranked 1v1. So you can see we should have a pretty fun game. You know, it's not everyone's at Beastie's level where they're number 2 in the world, but most of these people should put up a damn good fight. I'm excited to see how this one's going to go. Especially considering that good old Regicide plays quite different. Because remember, what was usually making the Chinese OP in this mode is that you needed to kill the landmarks, and they could build a lot of landmarks. One cool thing about this mode that I think might make it better than your standard MegaRandom Nomad is that if you find their king, they die. And folks, if this looks fun, if we start seeing game modes like this that work well, I wouldn't be surprised if people start building a mod that combines the two. Because I think actually one cool way you could have MegaRandom Nomad and Regicide together is you could have it so that when someone builds their TC, it spawns their king. And then you can have the best of both worlds. Because I think right now, it's fair to say when we watch MegaRandom Nomad, the Chinese just look broken. Like, it's the reason they get targeted out so frequently. If they just get through the early mid-game, not only do they get through it so much quicker than everyone else because of how efficient Song Dynasty makes their villager production, but when they arrive in that hyper late game, they have very potent troops in the Nest of Bees and the Grenadiers, as well as the Fire Lancers for landmark sniping. And on top of that, they feel impossible to landmark snipe, as they can build up to a total of 7 landmarks. This time around, they might find themselves a little bit more condensed in, because smuggling this king around might be a problem. In fact, I'm curious to see if most people are going to just keep their king in their primary TC, or if people try to smuggle him. Maybe create that like, home away from home. Could you imagine if someone sneaks up here and drops a keep on this high? Actually, yes. Actually, yes. Now, one thing I'd have to check, I don't think if you snipe people's landmarks, that doesn't kill them. You have to kill their king. So if someone moves their king far, far away over to here, they're going to be here a long time. And by the way, the only person who knows about this area right now is Carter, because Carter has a bunch of sheep stuck up here. Oh, you'd have to chop through, though. You could chop through, though. You could actually chop through this tree line, a very thin tree line, and make your way up. In fact, the one that could most likely do that right now is Yup, next to it in the corner. Dude, this is hype. Have we got any other great hiding spots? This one's not thick enough, but you could just hide a king up here for the lols. You could get a keep on the high ground here. I actually love these type of maps. I think this is where you get like the Rat Kingdom emerge, right? Who's the true Skaven type player who can survive anything here? These mountains are dope. So there's no way up here. That was tight. You can't make it up there. When we check around this side, there is a way back here, actually. You could make your way up. You could chop. So you chop these 2 trees, and you make your way up the hill. Then you wrap around all the way through. Like, you could actually go pretty deep. You could build a keep here, or maybe wrap around and get one on here. There's some pretty damn cool spots here. I think this could be really fun if people start using them as well. We'll have to see if people try to rush each other or if they're genuinely going to try to smuggle their king. Remember, just smuggling your king is a risk as well, because if it gets spotted, it can be ran down. We saw how fat and slow they can be. I think there were a few more spots as well. These baby ones over here don't really compare. This one's an easy peasy one. Would be spotted quite easily, but still an option. Actually, a cool little thing you could try and do, this is the kind of areas I'm talking about. Like, you could actually move out here, just chop a few trees in a weird path through, and stick your king back here. It's risky, but, like, people aren't necessarily going to see it, especially if you play close to the trees, because they won't see across from the other side. There's just so many cool spots. I don't know if there's a way of forcing these type of spawns regularly, but if there is, I would definitely recommend this type for a mode like Regicide. Yeah, there's some interesting strategies being, like, suggested here. I do like that idea. Like, you could have town centers and keeps with each one having 1 unit garrison inside. Just a little bit of a which cup is it under moment, as you don't necessarily know which one has the king inside. Anyway, meantime, looks like Adney is moving aggressively for the central resources. A logical play here. Usually you don't want to get your hands on these center masses. And oh, why am I not surprised the guy that made Frisian Marshes has gone for fishing? This is remarkably effective. 1 food per second is not going to run out anytime soon. Plenty of fish around here, and it's definitely going to boost up very fast as a result of this. And hasn't gone for the Imperial Academy yet. Won't take him long to go back for it, however, when you consider the gathering rates he's got right now. Meanwhile, Crackety, of course, has a very safe corner. Already TC and booming up as the Delhi. Isn't choosing to rush Castle to get to the village fortresses. Instead, just trying to insulate himself and inflate his eco earlier on. Well, that's happening. Beastie, what? Wait. Hold up. Is he going to man-at-arms rush the corner? Oh my god, he's going to man-at-arms rush Crackety. So, we already highlighted these are the 2 highest level players. BC wants that to be addressed really quick here. He wants to get rid of the biggest threat to him, and he wants to, as a result of that, also obtain a corner that he can actually plop his final landmark down. You can see all the way back here. It would actually be a very safe play. Yo, and there is no way that Crackety expects this. Why would you? Maybe horse archers you could see, right? You see that the BC's age 3, you're like, great, I'll just put down a few outposts. You wouldn't expect unlimited man-at-arms, and that's what he's going for. And right now, BC, the only concern is whether he has enough food to get him there. Berries here, deer over here. You go to the east, deer, bull. He knows about all this as well. There's enough around him to sustain him. He's still got the blackberries right next to him as well. Oh my god. There we go. He's going to reveal his hand quite early. Only a few man-at-arms at this stage. Isn't going to delay. But we'll be able to start diving quite quick, and he needs to be quick about this, because remember, Crackety did go for 3 TCs. Meanwhile, Adney continued extending to the center unnoticed. Could be a thorn in BC's side in the coming minutes. And an interesting point being raised about moving your king around. Actually, big shout on that. I believe, who was it said that? Wazza. Yeah. So Wazza's highlighting that you could actually just use a Rams and mobile transport. I like that idea. I do think that you want to eventually move your king towards keeps, especially if you're like the HRE, because you can just get the emotional repairs there. The defense should last a long time when you bank a relic. But other civs might be inclined to keep them in their primary TC. The problem is it does make it very predictable where you're at. As you got to remember that these were static spawns, so you can roughly estimate where your opponents are going to be spreading out in an 8-player situation. Ram is the Pope mobile this age. Got it. So if Ram's the Pope mobile this age, does that mean that Springles are the sniper with 50 caliber who doesn't believe in religion? Wait, you could use a siege tower to do it. They would be cheaper, right? Well, hello? Beastie. Oh my god. He couldn't get it. What the hell? Wait, what? He wasn't even pop capped. Oh, I think he only just built the house, so that was really tight. He just about missed out on getting 1 villager. Nice idea by Beastie. We'll pull the relic back now, trying to make an enemy of Adney. In the meantime, making sure that him and Crackety are eternal enemies as he continues to dive in. The man-at-arms are going to reach him fast here. Crackety thought he had a free game in the early game, but he was dead wrong. And run, little king, run. Guys, this is not tanky. Look at it. Look at its health. I do love how the kings are appropriate for their civ, though. I love that little detail there. Like, if you had a fat feudal age king that looked like he was a Brit or Frenchman, it wouldn't make sense for the Delhi. Love that small detail, so shout out to them for doing that. And yeah, get him out of your base. So, one thing we might see play out in this game is, I don't know how big the nuclear explosions are because I haven't seen them before. But a spiteful play you could actually implement when you played a Regicide and Age of Empires 2 was you could run your king into your opponent's base and just full-on suicide bomber him. So I'm kind of intrigued to see if we're going to get that coming out. Like, middle finger mode, like, I might go down, but I'm taking you with me. I'm not gonna lie, if I was in this game, I'd totally do that. Actually, could you imagine if so here's an example, like Chewbacca, I think he's gonna try to play for the win, but let's say Chewbacca's like, look, I'm very much not like valued as the player to win this. I'm just gonna run my my king into Beastie's face and blow the crap out of the whole place. I would love to see it. I really would. And then I just have to go through before I upload this onto YouTube and get the reaction of Beastie as he has it done to him. Oh my god. I wonder what Crackety's reaction is right now. Still disappointed that we're missing the talking. Yo! Has he realized he can go all the way through? Beastie! Oh my god, I don't think he realizes how close he was to spotting him. He saw he left, right? Because he sees nobody's in the TC. The garrison comes out now, but originally there was no one in the town center, which is why Beastie knows he's ran him somewhere. What is he doing with this king? Just surround him with wolves. You're only up against man-at-arms, right? Trying to figure out what his long-term plan is here with his king. He's just paranoid of the rams and the man-at-arms. Man-at-arms, which are building up even more rams behind this. So chugga choo-choo, here comes the Beastie train. He ain't slowing down. Tech up is at least achieved as Crackety makes his way up the compound defender, and he can get the defensive keeps a lot cheaper now. He's going to need a lot of stone. Stone that he doesn't currently have. His eco up at 68. Compare that to Beastie, who is at 45. Needs to make this work. Otherwise, he's basically out of this game. Meanwhile, in other corners. Yup, getting a freebie as the HRE quickest up into Imperial. Wouldn't be surprised if Cammy isn't too far behind him, though. The multi-TC Chinese should be easy peasy. Credit to Chewbacca for sneaking out with a TC far away. Discredit by the fact that you're playing as the House of Wisdom Abbasids, so you're always stuck in this corner. You can easily be landmark sniped, and you can see the aggression is mounting. Obi-Wan Kenobi's not going to make it easy. He definitely has the high ground in this situation. Only a small high ground, but it's enough to ride into the base of Chewbacca. Meanwhile, Man-at-Arms now marching in. Where is that king? Where is that goddamn king? Beastie's still looking for him. And Crackety! Oh! That's a terrible hiding place. If he runs a scout through here, he finds you. In fact, this is something that is like not being utilized right now. BC is diving with Man-at-Arms, no scouts. If he had a scout coming through here, he'd spot it. And he'd go for him. Actually, wait. Is BC using treason? So interesting detail here. You just noticed that. You can use treason. I don't think BC's using it, though. If you pull your king out, you can use treason to reveal the location of all living kings. So he'd be able to see him, and he'd be able to just snipe him right now. But I don't think Beastie realizes at all. And he needs to realize soon. Otherwise, the elephants will start to clean up his man-at-arms. That's such a cool detail as well. I'm glad we noticed that. But so far, just not using it at all. And you can tell he hasn't used it once because he can't see all the different patches across the map. Oh my god. I just want to reach in and type, use treason. This is one of those moments BC's going to look back on when he's like played more of this game mode if he does. He's like, oh, the treason button. Meantime, he's able to start burning down this primary TC. Secondary one. Woo! Just about kept alive. Meanwhile, Adney's just making sure this is never his problem. It's like, I don't know what's going on over there. I really don't care either. I can't. How, guys, I can't handle. How is he getting away with this? Beastie still doesn't know. Beastie is looking everywhere with this man. Yo. 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 Yo! He knows! He knows! Oh my god. And Crackety. He sees him as well, but I don't think he fully clocked it. The goose is cooked. The code has been cracketied. And he's going straight for him. And this guy is too slow. 0.62 movement speed. Uh-oh. I think this is going to be an awkward moment, guys, because there is literally only one way out. And he's even distracting him. He's keeping the elephants away. Crackety, no! Are you stock, Step King? Do you need some help, Step King? Crackety, no! That had to be one of the worst strategies for hiding your king I've ever witnessed. That's like... Mate, you know what it was? The king was old, he was wise, he'd seen too much of the world. He's like, I just want to see out my final days. Looking over the beautiful lakes. Staring at my beautiful kingdom. And the only thing you're staring at is the dirt. I am disappointed, by the way. No explosion equal no true regicide. This game mode sucks. Bump down now. That was one of the worst escape plans ever. If the cool, like, Crackety, there's a cool idea there. Like, if he had a single villager in that area, he could have chopped his way through the tree lines and went deep into the highlands. But he just didn't. He just sat there. I actually almost feel like Crackety forgot he had a king. Now he has no game. Actually, you know what I want for Regicide? I think the king, it shouldn't even be like old boom ship explosion. It should be old boom ship with explosives tech times 7. That's what I want. So what I'm asking for is, so this is default, right? I'm asking for a screen and a half. Is that too much to ask? Like I said, I want to see someone just run into their opponent's base while all chat typing, screw you, and just take them out. I need it. The funny part, by the way, about that ram idea that was highlighted earlier is I'm pretty sure a ram is quicker than the king. So it's actually a viable strategy to get them in aggressively as well. And there we go. Someone understands now. Shout out to Linty for understanding the Supreme Commander explosion. Although, even more OG than that, the Total Annihilation explosion. Yes, I'm a stickler for the details. Shout out to that amazing game. Shout out to Chris Taylor, who's working on a new one. Actually pretty hyped for that. If you guys have not seen Total Annihilation, check it out. Old game, but still an absolute gem. The originator from Supreme Commander. Alright, so, wait. Now, who's his target? Is he going to go after Adney? Adney's pretty thick. He's a big thick boy right now. And Carter is putting a dent in that. He's trying to slim fast him. Adney just keeps ratting his way out. King is still waiting at home. Now, is everybody's king still waiting? Why, hello there. Yup, yup. Well, can we stop? Admittedly, like, no one would be able to snipe you. No one would be able to sneak in unnoticed. But you're going to forget. You're definitely going to forget. I'm calling it now that Yup Yup is totally going to forget. Once again, another king. I just want to die staring out into the beautiful blue ocean, thinking of the beautiful world around me. This guy looks like a French king trying to figure out how to invade the English. Land. Water. Land. Water. Nope, it's not possible. All right, let's check in on the other king, shall we? So Carter's banking his at home still. Cammy. He done it. He actually went up. Not even in the keep. This is acceptable, though. Once again, just looking out at the beautiful blue oceans. So I know it doesn't make sense from a geological perspective, but this is the French king, this is the English king. White Cliff of Dover, baby. And wall playtime. It's time to get that eco big, as Beastie has plenty of eco to take away from the poor little elephant man that was. You can get an elephant for his troubles. Yoiksies. Meanwhile on his base. Oh god. Wait, Adney. Adney's got the peasant rebellion going. Oh my god, no! The king! The king! Adney. Can he do this? 44 villages. It's gonna be tight. Repair crew's coming out though. It's not going to be fast enough. It's on fire, but just on the edge, and he has to run away. Adney, no! Back to the keep. What an idea, but it won't work out. He has to back away. He didn't even complete the stables. He was trying for a rush. He's trying to cheese this lad out of this game, but Beastie holds on. And now, looking to butcher his opponent. Trebuchets, in the meantime, now targeting out onto the keep, a full back and more villages, trying to get the Great Wall Gatehouse going. What is this play right now? Wait. I haven't seen this before. I haven't tested this before. The Great Wall Gatehouse won't give bonus damage to the keep, will it? I'm pretty sure it won't. It won't matter anyway. Wait, is he recommitting? This is too late now. If he'd done this originally with 65 villages, it would have worked. He might be able to keep the keep up, though. And no, it won't get the bonus damage. I don't expect, anyway. I'd be surprised. Can we get the preview? Yeah, no bonus damage as expected. But the villagers, guys, 8 damage. Choo-choo! Shiv's out. Time to fight. Oh my god, he's actually going in for it again. The reason he's going in for it is because he's being attacked by other players. He can't extend to the west, and in the meantime, Carter is crawling in from the south. So Adney's trying to make room to the north. He's too late, though. Could I just shout out our boy Adney for even trying this? And I can't believe how close he was. The best part is, had he burnt that down, had the king been forced out, he could have killed him. And now Beastie, where's he moving that king? He moves him to the keep to the north. He gets him out of harm's way. Adney will survive for the moment, but for how long is the big question mark here? Now, we didn't check in on where Obi-Wan had put... Okay, his king's going to stay at home. And I believe, yeah, we are going to get the same out of Kushbaka. So no one else getting frisky with their king yet. They might be forced to soon, though. Oh, this is so much funner to watch. Like, instead of people just feeling this awkward situation where it's like, oh, I can never snipe my opponent out, like, take too many landmarks, take too long. Like, there's these kind of cheeky strategies you can implement if your opponent isn't paying attention that does make it quite fun. Like, you can see that this is a high-risk, high-reward type play that can be worthwhile for Adney. You wouldn't see this you would not see people pull all their villages to try and burn down one landmark like that, unless they have a way of ending the game off the back of it. And I think that's what can make Regicide a pretty cool game mode. With some tweaks, I think this could be actually an epic game mode for the future of like AoE 4. Like I said, one thing I'd love to see is I'd love to see big explosions coming out. I still feel like nobody has actually realized about the treason, though. Yeah, Beastie still hasn't realized he has treason. Because he hasn't spotted this at all. He hasn't looked for any of them. Maybe, possibly. I doubt it, though, because he's got the whole area covered. Yeah, he hasn't even got this tiny patch at the end. So I don't think Beastie's realized that treason's a thing. I wonder how many players realize it's actually a thing. If I was in this game right now, I would like just cause pure chaos by typing in chat. By the way, you can reveal the other kings by paying a price. Just so that everyone all of a sudden has targets in mind and goes chasing. Meantime, Carter starting to shrink Adney. Adney, dude, he's ratting everywhere and anywhere. You can see he's sneaking TCs all over the place. Is he just playing all eco? Yeah. He's playing the Zero Military Challenge. Eternally in a state of villagering. It's time for some pillaging, and it looks like Adney has moved his king away. He's running. Is he going to go hide in the corpse of Crackety? I don't know how long that's going to work, though. Could have snuck here, but that seems kind of obvious. He needs to be careful going north because you don't get that great a vision from the king from what I've seen. He's very baby vision. In fact, we can kind of get probably the best example from Kami. Yeah. Guys, the king is blind. What is... where is his vision right now? What? You have 0 vision on the king. So Adney is about to go out into Danger Town with 0 vision. Not the most advised of plays. But he doesn't have much choice because you see Yup Yup reaching in now into the primary town center. Starts to torch it down. Meanwhile, south side, Kushbaka has lasted quite a while, but I think we've reached the end of the road here as Kenobi hard into the hand cannoneers and hard into his base. Keeps not going to last too long with the trebuchets now stacking up. All defenses soon to fall. Remember, he lost that northern expansion as well. He never chopped through the tree line. He can't go hide his king. He's not a magician here. Instead, he's camped inside and running out of places to hide fast. The walls. Oh, yeah. Beastie knows. He's like, wait a second. Why do you need to come up here? And right now, Adney is wishing he was playing Stronghold. He wishes he was playing a game where he could build a wall and walk up a cliff. Not in this game. Is he actually going to hide behind this one tree? It's like watching a kid play hide and seek. No, no, no. Right here, right here, right here. This is your best shot right now. Best spot ever. Oh my goodness gracious. Wait. Where is he going? Okay, Adney, you're going to have to explain what the move is here. Wait. Did he think that was his tower? Oh my god, he thought that was his tower. The turtle will shuffle. Now, hide behind here. Just hide right in this corner here. And pray. Wait, why would you have left? Oh, Kush back up. Looks like he's gone then. TC did go down in a rush in the end. We know it was coming. We just didn't know when. So GG's out. Next on the hit list could be Adney. Once again, another king that wants to grow old and die near a lake. God, what is this romanticized life they hear about? Lakes aren't that cool, folks. If you ever watch what Jason does in horror movies, you'll realize lakes are bad places to be, okay? They're not all niceties. Adney is losing troops everywhere. See, folks, the problem with building China everywhere is that everyone tends to attack you, which is what's happened here. Adney is collectively being attacked by 6 different players. Sorry, 5. 5 now, isn't it? How many players are in the game? Well, there's only 6 remaining. So Adney is being attacked by every single player because he built his base everywhere. Don't worry. The good news about this is it means your base is going to be a lot more manageable very soon. Dead end, my friend. Dead end. Need more Kami. The other Chinese player has had a more comfortable game. BC hasn't really assaulted there, and looks like they've built up into the Ming Dynasty, so it's Rennie time. As it says, there's going to be only one Chinese. This is where things are going to slow down a bit. Still, it seems like people haven't realized that treason is an option. Otherwise, they'd be able to scout out. And by the way, the only win condition is the king. As long as the king lives, you live. So basically, in terms of if we put this into competitive, think about it like what the Mongols do with their one last landmark cutting into a tree line and hiding. But the cool thing about this is it's balanced because everyone can do that, not just the Mongols. Much better. One thing I'm curious about, actually, is whether you can win with wonders. I wouldn't be against it, actually. I kind of like the idea of still being able to win with wonders because it's a heavy investment. So maybe that could be an alternative win condition. There is the sacred sites as well, actually. But I don't know if you get a tick down. In fact, where is the 3rd sacred site? Yeah, Beastie's got it. So we're probably not going to get to find out this match because one sacred site is far too far away. Okay, so it looks like wonders are disabled. Oh, and Adney, did he just give up in the end? Yeah, I think he just gave up. I don't know if he got scouted. We'd given up following his story. He was done. And apparently sacred sites do not provide a win condition, only the gold, though. Okay, so it really is just the kings. Oh, BC found the king. Okay. Go figures. So BC, yeah. So BC realized. I should hope so. It took him 30 minutes, but I'm glad he got there in the end. Yeah, that makes sense. He scouted out that area. And I believe, yep, there it is. BC's doing it again, so now he knows. God. I can't. How is it still just standing here? If I'm BC, do I not just build a bunch of horsemen and rush in? Like, if I build knights, maybe look for a wrap-in point. I don't know about these walls, so it might be difficult, but I can breach these and just rush you. That's an option. Remember one of the tough parts about playing this mode, if you're trying to, like, if you're just keeping a static location as well, is if an opponent finds out about trees and they use it, then they just need to get a bunch of horsemen together and click the location, and they can find if there's a route there. Because remember, the pathfinding will automate. I believe BC is intending to move his king soon. Yep. Fat King is on the move. Right, Chubster, let's get going. Oh, come on, work those fives. Guys, we shouldn't fat shame the kings. Admittedly, most people just sit them in a building and make them sit there their whole life. Of course they're going to be terrible at moving. Sitting on their ass all day. So BC is going to move all the way to a corner. Cammy, it's a cool idea, but like, I'm pretty sure Bombard can sit here and kill you. So King is not safe. Meanwhile, in the center, Kara is not looking safe right now because it looks like Cammy isn't interfering anymore. And Kenobi is moving towards sniping a second king in this game. As a result, it looks like Kara has moved away, but where is that king now? Not that far away. Wait, no, oh. Yeah, no, that was just not the primary TC. They haven't moved at all. Keep is going up. Needs the siege. The trebuchets are slow behind this. And folks, this is about to get grim because Kara is about to be sandwiched. As it looks like his only fellow HRE compatriot is about to turn upon him. It's going to be a 2v1 here, and it feels like it's only a matter of time before Kato is going to be ousted this one. One of the big issues is when you don't move your base away from the center, you might become the center of attention. That's what's starting to happen here. In the meantime, BC consolidate on the northern side. Is he building up an attack force yet? He's thinking about it, but he's not thinking about riding south just yet. Just letting things lay and seeing how it's going to play out. Actually, the cool thing about this for Beastie is if he waits a little bit, once Kara's eliminated, the most natural transition should be for Kenobi to attack Cammy, as Cammy's in a corner next to him. That leaves Yup Yup as the oddball, because BC could get involved in the little Romance of the Three Kingdoms moment, but Yup Yup is just the barbarians, the outlaws on the side here, with his very much Chadley placement of a king. So far, status quo is it looks like neither of them want to engage over here. I was just thinking like trebuchet range. No, just shy. Damn, that would have been an amazing snipe point. Trying to get more infrastructure up, but in the meantime, big dents in the base. Yup, yup. Does he realize? He's getting the lay of the land. If he snipes these bombards, that could actually be big for the push of Kenobi. In fact, Kenobi might get a freebie here because look how close they are to the hand cannon is. That's a big whoopsie. That is a very big mistake. Kara about to lose 5,000 resources worth of units. And the wood might be good for it, but the gold most definitely isn't. Barely any coming in. Carter. Is there a recovery point? And this is what you have to question mark. You can move north, but that's not going to stop Yup Yup, and you might actually start impeding upon Beastie. South is probably your best option. You need to get your king out, though. You need to get him out fast. But where would you put him is the real question mark. Where would he even be safe here? The problem is, like, you could forfeit your main base, move away, but if you do that, your whole base is gone. I know, it sounds very obvious, but what that means is, like, you have nothing to defend your king. He will eventually get found. Wallow. Very unneeded. You got to flex when you got the relics, right? This is going to turn into Cammy and Beastie at this rate. Well, Cammy, Beastie, and Yup Yup the most logicals, but Beastie's actually consolidating forces in a big way. He's layering keeps and keeps and keeps and more. as well as infrastructure to build troops out of. So he's going to play a very defensive style here, just out of the way while they kill each other off. But sitting back doesn't lead to a win. In fact, that's why I'm a little bit surprised that Sacred Sites don't do anything, because one issue I take with no Sacred Site victory condition is, in this situation, whoever ends up last, let's say Beasty's one of the last players, you then have to fight all the way to the back of his base to get a snipe, same for you. There's no mid-map point where it's like, if you take this, you win. Force your opponent to come out. And Carter is out now. He gives up. The king wasn't quite finished off, but it didn't matter. He knew it was coming to an end. So only 4 remaining here. And now, look at what's happening. He scouted out. He used treason. The bad news, Beastie, is that has been walled off, so there's no easy point in. You're going to have to fight your way through the base. Good news for him, at least, is he used his high ground to snipe out a lot of the keeps on the way. The back he'll go. Could you imagine if he missed a tiny piece of wall? Right now, Cammy's sweating like, did I miss something? Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. It would be tight, but Horse Archers might be out of reach. 5.5 tower range. He might be like half a tower short. It would be very close, though. He actually might just about be out of reach for a few. Instead, he'll take the slow siege, though. It is CGQ after all. Bombards being stacked up. Meantime, Yup, taking control of the mid-map, exploiting resources left, right, and center will be the long-term benefactor here. But Kenobi, well. The war is going to be underway. Now, we did say this was a possibility. Cammy and Kenobi were going to start butting heads, and it looks like that is going to be the case here. As Cammy, being a corner, you have limited resources. You have to move out. If you want to keep that war machine going, you're going to need gold. Lots of it. It's interesting as well, because Kenobi could just play to the left side, but there's plenty of gold still. That would also start to conflict with Yup. But instead, everyone's looking to fight tooth and nail over the Sacred Sites and over the central gold vein. It does, of course, provide infinite gold trickle, so somewhat worth it. BC, how many layers are we... Oh, it's not the first time in a MegaRandom that we've seen the Great Maze start to form, but this one is actually amazing. This one's going to be more useful because you don't have to worry about your landmarks dying. Another reason why I thought that this Regicide mode could be more fun than what we get in MegaRandom Nomad right now. You can just leave your base behind and have fun in the corner, and it can create some pretty interesting dynamics. We're back at home. Beastie stacking up forces. Should be ready to go soon. We'll have to breach through the Great Wall Gatehouse. Most likely entrance point. Knights, in the meantime, are going to ride through. Oh, they're looking for that weak point, but looky. Yup. Quickly responding with the walls. Actually, is he... No. No. Can he make this? He could actually make this. Cannon's going to make it problematic, but if just a few knights get through, folks, I hope Yup realizes what's happening here. He's AFK with the king right now. Oh, God. Wallow. Nope, that's target out. That's a Wallow. Nope. He's going to go debug. Beastie's going for the snipe. Body blocks. Oh, my God. That was too close for comfort. He locks him in. Yup. May have forgotten about his king, but at least he holds the choke point, but not for long. Yup, please. I'm begging you right now. Garrison him. Yup is too chatly for this. He was not built for such a cowardly game mode. Oh, my God. There's no way. It's 5 knights. Folks, if 3 of them reach the king, he's dead. Lance damage plus a few strikes. Please, no. God, no. 2 left, making their way in. Lancer Charge is going to come out. Strikes first. The king's moving. Oh my God, no. What was he doing this whole time? Yup barely gets in. I don't think that was a skillful bait. I genuinely think Yup forgot. I truly think Yup forgot this entire time. Ooh, that was too close. That was far too close. Thank God he realized. In fact, BC may have done him a favor. If BC had come in with double the knights, that guy is dead. Because I don't think Yup Yup realized he left his king there that entire time. I truly think he believed he'd already garrisoned him. Good God. My heart. Yup Yup's heart. Yup Yup's heart almost stopped. I might advise bringing a prelate over just to heal him to be safe. But realistically, if you lose this corner anyway, you're dead, so probably doesn't care. It's like, well, just in case I forget him again, I'm never ungarrisoning this dude ever in the history of Evers. Beastie. I think it's time to take out a closer target. Oh, so we're going to act like that was intended from Yup. Is that where yeah, Yup done that on purpose. He was like, yeah, Beastie, haha, come get me. Haha, psych. No, don't you dare. He genuinely, like, I truly believe he forgot that. Maybe it was like the ultimate flex. You know, maybe Yup Yup is that type of person that he sees a crocodile like pen and he's like, I just got to dip my toe in the water. I've got to know if it's cold or like warm. Makes sense actually in that situation as his king was taking a dip in the shore. Oh God. First wave, not a success for Beastie. No. The mangonels though. Need to be careful of this if you're the Chinese. Now the good news for Cammy, you can see he's got the tower range advantage, so you can snipe out a lot of these mangoes on the entry. But right now that stealth forest is problematic as he cannot see around this area. Never hitting the vision again there, by the way. Keep goes down. Lack of vision on both sides. Mango's about to reveal themselves. Heavy shots coming in. Dodges some of it. Bombard's going in for the trade. Knight's wrapping around now. Mango's reloading. Heavy shot seeking onto him there. Oh my God, the damage! And now you need to retreat. But what can you retreat away? Most of them are already dead. More of them to fall. The heat-seeking mangonels do the business. Now, forcing behind the walls. Heavy damage there. Most of the grenadiers gone. Beastie gaining ground slowly. Needs to be careful, these choke points. As well as the blockers here. Mangons are starting to roll in. Bombard's tying out the Great Wall Gatehouse, looking for an entrance. Let's check in on our Kingly boy. Still sitting inside, never coming out. I love how they're actually marked as landmarks, by the way. If anyone is like, kings are people. BS, they're landmarks. Confirmed. Walls have been breached. Flood-through point opens up. Grenadiers are being replaced. More mangoes need to be pushed out by Beastie though, because as you saw, these units are not squishy. Grenadiers are about 165 health, double what you're usually targeting out with these things, because usually archers are around like the 90 health mark. Knights trying to wrap around the back. He's trying to block him in for the mango shots to come through. The mangonels are starting to arrive. Knights in the meantime trying to just dish out the damage as best they can, but more mangoes or big loss is how I see this one. Meanwhile, looks like Yup Yup isn't trying to return the favor over to BC yet. Isn't making a move just yet. Might be doing so soon. As it looks like him and Kenobi are in an eternal state of war. Second wave coming in. Mangoes once again making their way through, and this is where you could be in a bit of trouble. These choke points, when you get surrounded, retreating away isn't as easy. Spearman coming out. Good switch up used by Cammy there while they do have the infrastructure. A lot of infrastructure work for as well. The Knights just start to flock through, trying to get the lay of the lands, and we have to check on Cammy's reserves. I smell problems. They have no gold. No gold at all, folks. So as soon as these Grenadiers go down, good luck replacing them. Food and wood is good. And that means Spearman for an eternity, but that means you have no sort of spread damage in these fights. Granny's trying to march to the north to expose the Bombards. Bombards that are just sniping them down one by one as it stands. Interesting question, actually. Does it have a cooldown? I don't think Treason has a cooldown. So if you accidentally slip and keep mashing the button, you're in trouble. I don't think it has a hotkey, though, so that might be the saving grace. Ugh, imagine not having hotkeys. Keep going up. I think Cammy is flatlining faster. They can only build archers or spears. And these knights are chunky enough that they're trading out reasonably well because you can't get a cluster together. Mango's in the meantime to finish off the last of the grenadiers. The non-stop push coming out from BC, who still has plenty of gold in reserve and plenty to be tapped on the backside, means they're running out no time soon. Yeah, a good attempt by Kami, but you needed the gold. Never was able to set up trade because the market was blocked out by Kenobi, and never able to actually get the taxation going. In fact, I'm a little bit worried that when I look, yeah, what? They're just supervising. They've just been supervising this whole time. No taxation. You need a taxation. Some of them are supervising nothing right now. It's unfortunate as well. Kami maybe could have kept this train going a little while longer if they had the taxation, the perma taxation. You can see most of this infrastructure has enough in it to justify it. Especially the granaries. 2,000 in your granary. I actually think they forgot about taxation entirely. That's how it feels right now. They forget about being in this game any longer. An admirable attempt, but looks like they're coming to a close soon. The Bombards just need to reach in. In the meantime, looks like Yup is reaching pretty far. Let's see how far they have to run just to reinforce the front line. And that plays to the benefit of Kenobi. Kenobi, of course, playing as the English means that they can last eternally in this late game. Look at the gold mass for them. We've reached their key territory now. This is where the English can really start to dictate the flow. And unless BC turns his attention towards Kenobi next, this could turn into an English win. Easy piece. Wow. That's a bit savage. BC doesn't even go for the quick end. He's like, no, just got to kill all the villagers in the meantime. So we're reaching a stage where we have to think about who can last the longest here. And I've already highlighted the English look good from an eco perspective. Positioning-wise, not so good, actually, for Kenobi. He's in open fields, he's exposed on multiple directions, and he's basically between the two players in a way that they can exploit. And they will look to exploit that. Like, logically, right now, the discussion that should be being had by BC is that, you know, I know I've got a corner, I know I look strong, and, you know, you look at the score, I should be the strongest, but he's English. He can last longer than both of us. And Yup should be saying exactly that to this. He should be agreeing. Especially considering that he's setting up trade, so he knows he can last the longest if it comes down to him and Beastie. Beastie, who doesn't have any way of trading because he has no control over the center. Beastie was almost done with this base. This is a refreshing game mode to watch. I think maybe something that could accelerate the game a little would be nice. Like I said, the issue is like there's no value still in the center, so realistically, going for the center sacred sites doesn't offer up much. It's just the resources that is good. And maybe that's something they need to like explore. Because I guess it doesn't feel like Regicide if you can just go for a sacred site victory. But my counter argument would be, if you're playing an 8-player free-for-all, going for a sacred site should be very difficult anyway. It's just, if you do play towards the center, you should be rewarded with this. I guess the counter argument could be that by going for the center, you do get access to trade. So that's a big upside. But that trade isn't always guaranteed to be balanced with MegaRandom anyway. And as we can see, playing for sacred site victory anyway would be very difficult with this layout. I just don't know why we've got a dick and balls with the sacred sites, actually. What is this? This hardly seems fair. Should have been spread out down here, near the deers, near the Bambis. The Bambis. The hunt is over. He knows where he's got to go. Kami, the last of the villagers, trying to hold on, but no way out anymore. Beastie will strike another one down. So that's what, 3 kills now for Beastie. Can you delete your own king? Could you just, like, I would do that in this situation. I'd be like, I take my own way out. That would especially be cool if they added in the suicidal effect with a huge explosion. Just so that you can prime yourself. You're like, yep, screw you. Delete. Oh God. Oh, God. Oh. Wait, he's T-posing. He's immortal. He's immortal. Look at how he just tanked all those bombard shots. What an absolute god. Did the other ones do this? I don't think they did. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the only king that... Oh, he's gone. F in chats for the king. F in chats for Kami. Maybe F in chats for Kenobi, because he could easily become the next on the hit list. The cool thing, actually, at this rate, is Kenobi could turn this into an easy 1-2 step for Beastie, because at this rate, he's going to keep pushing the HRU player back. If he pushes Yup Yup back into his base, and then Beastie comes in for the backstab, it should be easy to just wrap this up with 2 more kills for himself. I think if anything, you need to maybe think about just working together to take out Beastie now. Like, this fight is not going to end well for either of you. But like I said before, Beastie might have just got the word in the ears, right? He's the whisperer. It's like, hey, we should probably deal with that English player. This is exactly how Beastie sounds. Yeah, there is no pressure going there, so trade online. I think both players have the option, but the English don't need it. The English are just the most logical threat, unless BC spots the trading, but right now, he has no clue this is going on as my game gets ready to crash. Yeah, he's completely blind to it. So, not knowing the trade is going on, the most logical choice is for them to group up in English now. This is where the politics come in. No matter what you try and do with free-for-alls, there's always going to be an element, unless you offer up a mid-map element of gameplay that draws attention there, so that people have the option of like drawing it away. Be like, yeah, I might be the strongest Civ at the late game, but have you noticed that X has this position right now? And the cool thing as well is like, there is I guess there's like a more agreed path to end in this situation. The argument that can be made is like, yeah, but BC has big reserves, he's going for a wonder. So if you kill me, he'll get a wonder. But remember, you can't win with wonder in Regicide. It's only about the kings. That's exactly what BC might be going after soon. Fly-through point opens up. He can make his way all the way to the back, and I'm pretty sure he's checked the treason, so he knows where they're hiding. Rubbing his hands together here. A dive through could be a little bit risky, but it's not like it's anywhere near his base, so he won't lose his troops and then lose his base. He'll only lose the troops and rinse and repeat. Instead, he's going to take his time, and that's going to force attention as Kenobi is going to walk across. But this means that he might be vulnerable to a flank attack again. Yup. Wait. Are we getting a change in targets here? We could be. He's wrapping north right now. Now, this could just be him going after Kenobi's eco, but it also could be him going for a backstab that won't be quick, by the way, because Beastie has plenty of defenses and enough time to react. Meanwhile, BC's forward force is going to be cleaned up, and that means it's good fortuitous timing, because now you can just rebuild back at base, and that means he'll be able to answer what's coming his way, as Yup has changed targets entirely. Looks like the backstabs are coming out. Now, if Kenobi can keep Yup on side, they can team Beastie here. And BC right now doesn't have a way of rushing in. This can be one of the annoying details about the walling, is that stone walls, like, you can't do anything about them unless you roll siege in. So there's no ride-through cavalry that can burn them down, right? It's quite a frustrating element. Although luckily for you, Yup admittedly forgot to wall everywhere, so if you do mass horsemen, maybe you can snipe him, but you still have to take a keep down once you arrive. Well, I get hungry for food. Yup now gets hungry for blood. Man-at-Arm's moving in. Does he know what he's looking for here, though? I don't want to keep toggling the vision, the fog, because it would probably try and crash my game. But I'm curious to know if anyone else has realized that you can use treason to reveal where the kings are. I got a shot doing big damage, though. Army's going to be wiped. What does Yup do next, though? Is he going to commit to this? Has he got the back in Kenobi as well? If Kenobi doesn't come to assist, it's a problem, but it looks like he's marching up there now. Need to be careful about the way they move through this fold. Whoops. Attack clicks. Uh-oh. Okay, they realize what's going on. New hole to be opened up as BC tries to move out. I think he's realized what's happening. The goose is cooked. The plan is revealed. The best thing BC can do is try to take small raid forces and chip away their eco so they can't last forever, but bad news, folks. They're all doing pretty damn well in the eco. So they can keep this up for quite a while. So this is where I once again come back to the detail around sacred sites and wonders. Having an alternative win condition can be very important at this point. This is otherwise going to be an incredibly slow siege. Beastie. Angos are good. They were good last time, but this time they don't have the front line they had before. Is Beastie folding a little bit here? I feel like his military is not really showing. Switching to Streltsy, so he knows he's going to be on the defense. But Mangoes are coming forward, so those Streltsy are going to be dispatched quite quickly here. March forward. Yup, engages with the troop lines. Meanwhile, the wraparound coming out from Kenobi. Just thinking about the dynamics at play once this goes down to them two. If they take out Beastie, I think the English should be able to wipe quite easily. Because then you turn it into a slow crawl and you just outpost spam your way towards your opponent's base. Now, that being said, Yup was outplaying Kenobi before the fights changed. Remember, he was actually gaining ground towards Kenobi's base and shrinking him a little. But with the size of their ecos and the fact that Kenobi can infinitely scale better than Yup, even with the trade now being online, by the way, I do feel like this starts to pivot in favor of Kenobi if this turns into a battle of attrition. Right now, it's turning into the battle of Beastie. Dive into the base. Siege workshops on the backside, soon to be exposed. They keep going deeper past the lines. They do need to bring Siege forward because if you don't get rid of this infrastructure, Beastie can keep the war machine going for quite a while here. Over 15,000 reserves of each of the resources you need to build troops. They are marching all the way back. This does feel like they don't know where he is. This definitely feels like they haven't discovered treason. Because if they discovered treason, they wouldn't be fighting here. They breach up here and then march in. Because right now, Beastie doesn't have much of a reinforcement point here. He's tried to build it up, but it's just not as efficient as using his main base, where he's got the high armory, given the discounts over. It's funny as well, because Yup could get up here quicker than down here. So overall, this just does feel like they have no clue where they're looking. And instead are going to take their time making their way through the entire base. Beastie with the forbidden knowledge, folks. Unlikely to share about the treason option, and seems unlikely that Kenobi or Yup are going to realize it exists. They will eventually make their way up after they delete the entire base. You can see the flood through. Beastie's eco is going to start to take a heavy hit. Although he has plenty of reserves, he might not have a way of spending it quickly here with a lot of his infrastructure, his military base being built in this area. So peaceful back in Kenobi's base. He has to be aware of the potential for a backstab, so I'd love to see him starting to set up some walls just for when the inevitable moment comes that Yup turns on him. It's crazy to think back to that moment when he dove into Yup base as well. Beastie's probably thinking about it as well. If I just sent a few more knights, could I have ended it there? Could I have turned it into a 1v1 and then ended the game from here? Because the crazy part, the dynamics at play here is if Yup's gone, Kenobi's probably still fighting someone before Cammy's gone, but the person is going to be fighting is Cammy. Mango shots coming in from both sides, but it does feel like death is a slow inevitability for Beastie. He won't call GG yet, but it's tough to see what he's playing for at this stage. He can't wrap, he can't go for a snipe. He's got a few bombards out in the midfield, credit to him, but no backbone behind it to push in, and it looks like he's stacking for that now. Understands he's going to lose his base, but if he can get into his opponents, torch him down, could be big. And one detail to keep in mind is, although you have got the boiling oil here, with enough knights, you can take out this keep and take out your opponent. And also keep in mind, because of the farms, I'm pretty sure that this is not networked in. No emergency repairs here, so this could be the clutch play. Just needs to get enough knights ready. Needs to get them all together. Strokes in the meantime are holding back any push through that would overwhelm instantly. If BC gets up to, I want to say 80 knights, he can just kill off Yup. This could be really big. BC Although he's going to lose his main base, his economy as well. Remember that he doesn't need it. Just needs the infrastructure to keep pushing troops. Could turn this into a one-on-one. And if he has some reserve villages, he can always rebuild. To 53 knights. This should be 70 and go. And yo, he's got it. 70 knights ready to go. Ladies and gents, this is the clutch play for Beastie. And yup, does he have the vision? He has outposts nowhere in this area. In fact, when we check vision, he's fully blind on the approach. And remember, he never re-walled. Now, someone tried to convince me this was yup flexing when he didn't bank his king. Now I add in the wall mistakes, I'm starting to doubt that very much so. After all the effort of walling himself in, after all the attention given on these flanks, look at all the openings he started to open up himself. And Beastie's going for it. He knows exactly where you're hiding. And 70 knights, with their high level of torch damage, with no relic bank and no emergency repairs, it's difficult to see a way in which yup can hold. And the bombards are moving in now. The approach too slow here. Main base not even fully deleted yet. Kenobi about to find himself alone, standing against Sidious himself here, as Beastie lets their hate flow through him. Their hate for yup. Moving in, making his way through. He knows exactly where to look for the king. And he has a clean route straight towards the back of the base. Beastie, 68 knights on the way. Defense force holding everything at home. The flood through. They're in. No answer. No troops in position. Yup is shouting out no right now. But he has no say. 20 torch damage each. They're in. He needs a villager pull, but right now, yup isn't reacting to this. Has he even noticed? He's noticed now. Shiv's out, moving in. The torch damage is adding up too quick, and he can't even access the repairs. The body blocks out from the knights prevent him. And Beastie has done it just like that. He scratches one out of the way. The massacre of villagers, they cannot stand up against the knights. He'll turn around with the renewed torch damage, and yup is out and down for the count. This turns into a one-on-one. As yup is going to be yeeted out of this game. 2 remain. And that is a healthy number of knights with a healthy amount of HP remaining that could just find their way into the back of Obi-Wan Kenobi's base as well. Kenobi. It's a one-on-one now. How the hell do you keep on pushing? Because this push-in, you only took out half the base, and it was off the back of there being 2 of you. And now, with BC's reserves, he could just overboom into military and rush you, because you never stonewalled the entrances. BC is now on the move as well. Looking to get fast in position here, and folks, Kenobi, he has to move faster than this. He needs bombards on the front line, bombards that he doesn't have because he went for the trebuchets. I'm a little bit worried that if when I look at the gold, he had plenty for it, but the bombard count doesn't exist. He only has 3 trebuchets, and that is not going to be nearly quick enough to breach Beastie's defenses. Also, where is the army? Oh god. Are we about to see back-to-back players snipe the same way? Well, he did at least start building up the defenses, and no cannons coming through just yet. Maybe 1 or 2 of them have at max. And that might be the saving grace for Kenobi, as it looks like Beastie is coming with a fury. Obi-Wan. He's still pushing. He's actually not coming back to defend at all. He's confident in his defenses. We'll have to see if it works out for him. 54 knights riding in. None will ride home. They either win this for their master, or it's more corpses on the pile. Beastie in, marching across the open fields. Cannon emplacements are there. Cannonballs haul. 52. This is going to be hard. I don't think this is going to be quick enough, actually. The villagers are already pulling across. Can't quickly block them out. And when you stack like this, the cannons and the boiling oil can add up fast here. Trying to burn it. Villagers just trying to defend. This is going to be close. 38 knights. But I don't think it's enough. Be cleaned up. He'll have to come again. While that's happening, look at the march forward. Now, the cool thing about Kenobi's situation, you're up against the Rus. They don't have stone walls. You don't need siege to get through here. But you might need multiple waves, and he hasn't built a forward base just yet. The backside, Beastie able to get it down to half HP with just 28. Make that 23 knights remaining. It looks like Kenobi is going to hold on. He made the right call. Now can he make the right push happen? Palisade soon to be breached. I don't think Beastie's dying anytime soon, actually. Think about this for what it is. A lot of boiling oil. And also cannon emplacements. So if knights couldn't do it in their quantity, what in the world makes you think a same quantity of horsemen can do it? They might be able to snipe out a lot of crap here. But they are inevitably going to be stopped. Wallow. Nice choice there by Beastie. Pushes him back. Does need to rebuild the army, though. In fact, is he rebuilding the army? Where is he rebuilding the army? Has this just reached a full stalemate? Now, this is one of my concerns with Regicide, is this. What have you got left? It feels like the amount of times Kenobi would have to run at this to end Beastie, we could be here another hour. At the same time, Beastie, the question mark is whether he has enough troops to end it himself. If he defends, it's difficult to see how Kenobi ends. If Beastie goes on the offensive, though, that might offer up an opportunity for Kenobi to take him out. Beastie! The proxy base! Okay, this sneak is going to be big. If it doesn't get revealed, Kenobi, by the way, has no way of knowing. Why would he? Why would he look here? So much of the open map, and Beastie is going to exploit it at the maximum. He's stacking up the knights. He didn't make it work last time, but this time could be it. Especially considering the slow repairs. Even if you get it to full HP, if Beastie can get himself up to 100 knights or anywhere near the dive-in, you saw what it done against an HRE opponent. It'll do the exact same to an Englishman. And Kenobi doesn't even realize. He's planning to go on the offensive again. The bombards are rolling out. That's going to buy a lot of time as well. And folks, I think he might have done it. Even, like, look at this. Beastie finds reserve gold. He can trade with the wood as well if he needs to. This is going to be a build-up to about 70 to 80 knights and a dive-in. Just needs to make sure he doesn't reveal his hand too quickly here. Kenobi. Can he be fast enough here? Everything we've seen so far suggests no. He's still not building the siege he needs. It's still trebuchets, and despite the fact he has enough gold to go for several bombards, he chooses not to. Means that Beastie looks poised to win this. Unless Kenobi can sneak out the move, or sniff out the move rather, sniff out the sneak. Beastie close to pushing himself in division, but not close enough. One-on-one that comes down to this. Beastie with this all-in push. If it fails, he can only rely on horsemen. And if knights couldn't make it happen, how the hell are horsemen going to? In fact, he's already reaching into the horseman pool because he just doesn't have enough gold to keep the war machine going in one direction. However, with a freed up pop cap, the ability to boom up to about 150 military pop cap, and the pop cap freeing up as his bombards are going to be overwhelmed, this is the time to go. Go hard into the horseman and hard in the push. And here we go, Beastie. He realizes the time is now. He can't wait too long. The flood through will come in towards his base in the end. Marches in. Waste no time here. The horseman, the unlimited horseman, it feels like, as Beastie has plenty of food in reserve. It's do or die. Kenobi is going to be too slow. He tries to march forward now. Doesn't waste any time on the wooded fortresses, but he cannot breach anywhere near as quick. Beastie, he's a cartographer in this one. He's already carved out the route. He knows it on the map. Straight in deep. Not really that many additional defenses coming out from Kenobi. The march in. Beasty starting with the outpost. He's going to get rid of the cannons. What a play! Without the cannons, he can't wipe the army. And without a way of wiping the army, Kenobi is going to be done. His army is nowhere near home. He was gambling on the static defenses, but the static defenses do not stand any longer. Beasty understood the final piece of the puzzle, the thing that was going to hold him back. And now with this rushing of knights and horsemen, the never-ending slog of war into the back of Kenobi's base. He found him hiding out on Tatooine, and now he will put an end to him. Beasty, with the clutch proxy base, is able to bring this to a close. The stalemate will last no longer. Kenobi is not able to defend. A master of a defensive lightsaber style, but wasn't able to put it on show here as the keep is about to set on fire. Village is not in position. The spearman pulled too little too late. Beasty will take the win in the first Regicide Mega Random we've seen. Boom, baby.